Good afternoon. This is Lisa Steinberg. I'm with Starry Constellation Magazine. I'm joined today by Leslie Stratton from the film When It Rains in LA.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
Yes, pleasure. Thank you so much for your time today. What crazy ride and film When It Rains in LA. What a character you portray with Anna as well.
It is quite the wild ride, that is for sure. It's a fun, suspenseful thriller, keeps you on the edge of your seat. You really don't know who is doing what for a while. And I had so much fun with Anna. I have been the victim a lot in many, many films. I've probably died about 10 times. So this is like the first time that I got to put on my little villain hat in a feature film and just have fun with it. So it was.
Yeah, when you kind of first received the breakdown and then, of course, subsequently started to read through the script of the film, what really stood out to you about whether it's about the character or the writing, maybe her motives or the plot itself, all of the above, of course?
Yeah, truly all of the above. I think it was the character arc for me because you just see this mysterious woman kind of lurking in the airport, doing all these things, and you don't understand her backstory until the very end, this very powerful monologue. And you see that she had gone through some mental health situations, and then she's led to this crazy, crazy thing that she's done. So I had so much fun reading this. The writer, John Sillip, used to be my manager in acting, is a dear, dear friend. I think he had me, at the top of his list for this role, but he sent the script to my agent, and my agent sent it to me. It was like, take a read. If you are interested, send in a self-tape. Of course, I'll view it. And thankfully, they loved my tape, and I got the role. And I was just so happy to finally like kind of be the bad guy for once, because I never get to use that muscle of diving into a character that has very extreme motives and goes on a wild, desperate rant of wildness. So I had just so much fun, like playing something different from what I'm usually, the sweet girl next door who then dies. Like, and this was not that at all. So it was great.
Then how did you kind of, I guess, start with the blueprint for her and your portrayal? Where did you kind of draw from or construct from with this character specifically?
Yeah, great question. So Eric Roberts plays my father, and I started just building the backstory of that, of, having this very strong, powerful father figure in my life, this father who I adore more than anything. And that, like, what led me onto the roller coaster, me and John, the writer, we spent a ton of hours on the phone just like really dissecting who Anna is and why she has led to these extremes. And, what would you do for your family when you're in this really desperate, crazy mode? And unfortunately, she goes to the darkest of the dark. But it was kind of fun going there. Like, obviously, that's never a place Leslie Stratton would go, but it was really fun to be able to put on this mask, like figuratively and literally, in this film to then, play this like evil, dark psyche that I can't relate to in normal life. But it was fun to go there. So yeah, I don't know. I got to create her own backstory, and it was fun.
I mean, I love the edges, the gray areas, the shades, the everything of the layers that you bring to her. And to hear a little bit about how you kind of put that together. And of course, this being your first, or like among your first, like, as you were saying, like kind of flex muscle for the villain type of character, it had to just be so juicy.
It was different. I think I remember being home during a holiday with my family, and I'm like telling them about it, and I'm like, I don't know, just diving into the character. I'm like, who are you? Because it's obviously nowhere near my normal of being this like dark person, but it was fun. It was one of those things that you kind of had to shake off every day after set because it was so far different from anything else I've ever done.
You talked a little bit about the writer of the film. Uh, the whole like production, the writing, everything is just so really impressively done. Acting, of like we talk about as well, as well. What really kind of impressed you from your side of the coin, your side of the lens, when it came to like both the writing and the production portion of the film?
Yeah, what was really awesome is that we became a family so fast, so we got to play off of each other. The art director, Mitch, was like so awesome about us just improvising and taking creative flow from each other. And of course, we had a script to stick to, but we were allowed creative freedom in different things. And I just thought we all gelled together. There are some times I've been on many sets where there's big egos and there's lots of things that don't gel as well. And this was one of the first films that we all still talk. We are still a massive When It Rains family, and I just like love that so much. And our DP, like probably one of the younger DPs I've been on set with, and he's phenomenal. Like maybe he just has a cute baby face. I don't know. Like he's wonderful. Like I don't know his age, but like I just really like this guy seems so young, and he killed it. Like I think that it's beautifully shot. I just think that everyone just like together gelled so well that it made you could tell in the end product that we like all came together. So it's cool.
Yeah, you're talking about beautifully shot. It's really well done with the cinematography, um, all the aspects that kind of really help with the tone and amplifying all this, building tensions and suspense that we get to see from the film. I love how that all kind of like, it's like a puzzle piece. Like you got this, this, and this, and it could all obviously, if you don't do it right, come crashing down if you pull the, piece out, one of the pieces out. But
Yeah.
but this film, like I said, I'm quite impressed by all the aspects that really have gone into the making of it.
Yeah, thank you. And we shot it. I mean, I've been on, sets for 6, 8 weeks plus, and this we shot this in less than 2 weeks. So it was day after day after day. Everyone was like hammering the ground and doing everything that they had to do, and it just like it worked, which was really, really cool to see.
We spoke a little bit about constructing this character and the like the shades and the gray areas and things like that to her, but we also sort of touched a little bit on these great like tensions, but the great like beats that it also has to it, like when it comes to the delivery of the building of the tone, the building of your character and her motives being revealed and things becoming unraveled. And wanted to talk a little bit about how you and maybe the cast together kind of constructing those types of beats between the characters, or at least the beats in your delivery with your role specifically. Because I love that like darkness, the edge, and you don't know which way it's going to tip. And I love those beats, that rhythm that you guys provide, chemistry.
Yeah, I think that's honestly what it comes down to is we were like fortunate to have so much chemistry on the set. The director was also like worked with me a lot where it's like, let me try it this way in my because you always in your mind you think you know how it's gonna happen or how are people gonna react. But if it doesn't work, can I try it? And he's like, of course. And they really gave us, the whole production team gave us the time to be creative and to like try different things. Because when I first read them, I first read my ending monologue, not knowing exactly how I should play or want to play all the different things. But until you're on set and the rain is going and your castmates are around you and like you really have to hone into it. And I was really fortunate that the director let me do a couple different versions. So what made it into the very final cut is just like one of the versions I tried. So I definitely played around with it and I was able to have that freedom to try different things. So I just give it up to production, thankfully, to let us play. I think that's, as actors, we just want to play. Like just let me try all these different things. And they really did that. So I have to say that the beats come to all the chemistry castmates. I think we just played off of each other. So yeah.
It's really just so palpable, and like you said, you get this chill and this your body, your body reacts to like the tensions that are coming, or what's going to be next, what's going to be next, what's going to be next, and then it has the whole spillover mid to mid to final portions of the film. So that build up, that palpable beats, the rhythm again. I don't know if you can spill a little bit about like what maybe some of the other takes or some of the other versions that you might have brought to the character are at all.
Yeah, one was, I went from more lighthearted to like playful and like whatever to then like super serious to like nobody, messes with my family. And like I go like more hardcore, but I wanted to be like serious and creepy, but not overly like blunt with it. I don't know. Like it's so hard to like even put it into words of like all the different emotions that I'm feeling and how to like balance it. So, I don't know. Thankfully, I worked with an awesome coach that yeah, helped me through a lot of this. So we just tried different ways and one of them worked.
Were there then any challenges that you kind of uh, seemed to take on head on when it came, besides, of course, starting a new, a new type of role? What were some of the challenges otherwise that kind of presented themselves, I suppose, and
Some of the mental health things kind of like I think it's just a flashback scene. It's pretty quick, even though we took a lot of time doing it. But like I'm in a mental asylum and Mike is like, it's where met him. And we had like actually a lot more footage on that day of me in like an orange jumpsuit and tied to a bed and like these cameras on me. And that was actually a really like hard time to like not only get into the mindset, but like I'm, actually physically like restrained. Of course, I could get out if I really went to, but like I wanted to be as authentic and real as possible. And I think just getting into that mode was a little difficult and challenging because, yeah, I like don't know like a lot of these like mental health issues that this character had, and I had to really like find some of those things, which was interesting to play with. But for the most part, it was just like a fun, great time. I mean, I just had a blast on this film, so thankfully there weren't any challenges. Like we didn't have any like crazy challenges. Sometimes productions get shut down for reasons or blah blah blah, and we didn't. We had a blast.
it's so fun, like, because you can kind of let loose or like give yourself the permission, I suppose, in order to go to these certain levels or go to these certain areas that you aren't familiar with yourself, like, or you never would be, of course, you never know that they're there.
Totally. That's right. The permission's the right word. Like you just have to allow yourself to go there and know that you're not getting judged by other people on set being like, what is this chick doing? But like it was like allowing yourself to really feel those feelings and put yourself in those shoes. So yeah, it was great. Crazy.
Well, just my last question would just be what you kind of hope either like lingers or audiences really kind of take away from watching When It Rains in LA.
First and foremost, I want people to have just a fun, suspenseful thriller time, edge of your seat, but maybe also like put yourself in the shoes of somebody who, tragically loses a family member to like their most precious family member to somebody else. And like what would you do? What would you not do? What are all these like human like thoughts that we have and like where like does your mind go? And like obviously we're never going to be as crazy as Anna and she's wild. But like I think sometimes it's good to put ourselves in other people's shoes and like really contemplate why people do what they do and know that we're all human. And at the end of the day, so I just want people to have fun, maybe spark some controversy of like, why'd you do this? But yeah, just have a good time.
Yeah, I love that somebody, if you're at your office cooler, can, spend time theorizing with each other or,
Yeah.
after the movie, of course, sitting on your couch going like, so what do you think she was like? What do you think she would, and
Yeah.
where do you think this is gonna
Totally. And also never put on a mysterious mask that you find.
I mean, Jim Carrey, if you didn't
Yeah,
learn it from that lesson.
exactly. You just never know, okay? So just saying that.